Ever since he made his debut in 1962, Bruce Banner's rage-fueled alter ego has shown time and time again that he is one of the most powerful heroes in all of Marvel Comics, but at the same time his lack of control in most instances has also made him an especially destructive liability. Let's just say that in his time he's racked up more than a few glorious kills. So let's take a look at them today. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are the 10 most powerful characters killed by the Hulk. Number 10. Multiple Gladiators. Planet Hulk. By the time that Planet Hulk was getting to its climax, the Jolly Green Giant had become a kind of benevolent leader of the gladiatorial planet Sakaar. Despite his relatively noble intentions, the hero's journey to the top was marked by bloodshed, an unsurprising outcome given the savage nature of the planet and its main source of entertainment. After being convinced that he was the only person that could stop a rogue satellite, the Hulk was transported into deep space by the Illuminati. Upon arriving on Sakaar, the Hulk is captured by the Red King, who was the planet's ruler at the time, due to being weakened by the wormhole that brought him to the planet. A less than efficient Banner is then forced to fight various powerful creatures to the death for the Red King's amusement, winning every match as well as the favor of the planet's inhabitants. Given that each fight was meant to have a fatal outcome, the Hulk slaughters many formidable opponents before the Red King's vicious sport is brought to an end. This is the only entry in which the Hulk is essentially forced to kill off his opponents, and as a result the kills are not as bloodthirsty in intent compared to the rest. Number 9. Iron Man. Marvel Zombies 2. The Marvel Zombies series may have played with zombie lore in some interesting ways, but it ultimately was an excuse for writers and artists to place beloved Marvel icons in sort of increasingly gory and unsettling scenarios. It's not a knock on the storytelling choices by any means, but seeing Hulk dismember and eat multiple characters, and this is not the last time that will appear on this list, is oddly fitting given the monstrous nature of the Hulk and his increasing lack of control over it. One hero that met his gruesome end at the hands of a zombified Hulk is the armored Avenger himself, Iron Man. Before his demise, this version of Tony Stark was turned into the undead by an infected Fantastic Four, and went on to join the zombified heroes, Hulk included, in satiating their uncontrollable hunger. During this time, the heroes even got the incredible power of Galactus by consuming him. With their newfound power, the now named zombie Galacti spent several decades traversing the universe, and along the way, Tony began to regain his sanity as Hulk began to give in to his hunger. This culminated in him trying to protect a handful of survivors from a rampaging Hulk, who in turn broke through his armor and instantly killed him. Number 8. Wonder Man. The Last Avengers Story. The Last Avengers Story is a bit of a mixed bag, as it was too quickly paced and lacks quite a lot of depth, meaning that the Avengers' swan song doesn't really have time to sit with the reader. That being said, it does feature a handful of rather impressive moments, one of which featured the Hulk himself. After Kang the Conqueror finds Ultron's plans in the future and uses them to kill most of the Avengers, the team is a shell of its former self. Hank Pym attempts to reform a new, less capable and prepared team, with most of its members being the children of deceased or disappeared heroes. In flashbacks to the events prior to the Avengers' downfall, it was revealed that the Hulk was the only survivor of the Great Cataclysm, a world-ending event in Olympus. This event changed the behemoth's morality, making him a liability to his allies. This change led to him killing the hero Tigra, and this forced Wonder Man to attack the Hulk. After a vicious battle between the two, the Hulk punches Wonder Man's shell, and the latter's energy killed them both. Killing Wonder Man is no small feat due to his power levels nearing the likes of Thor and Sentry, meaning that the Hulk's act was undeniably impressive, as well as being utterly shocking. Number 7. The Abomination. The Ultimates Volume 2. Much has been said about the Ultimate Marvel and its edgy reimagining of classic Marvel characters, but yet this ambitious but flawed initiative cannot be faulted for committing to the violently absurd execution of its premise. The Ultimate version of the Hulk embodies this to a T, as this incarnation of the character is a brute, teeters very close to the edge of villainy one too many times. Also, he's for some reason developed a taste for human flesh, which coupled with his strength makes him more of a disturbing horror villain than a supposed superhero/anti-hero, and a major threat in the Ultimate Universe. Among those who meet their untimely end in the jaws of the Hulk include Herr-Kleiser, his co-workers, and, of course, the Abomination. The latter is often a physical match for the Hulk in the main timeline, but in the Ultimate Universe, he is nothing more than just literal fodder for this gamma-powered being. The Abomination, here played by Chang Lam, was a Chinese scientist who ingested the same super soldier serum that Banner took and became a beast in the same vein as Hulk. Unfortunately, he
just couldn't match up to the Hulk's raw strength and was eaten by the not-so-jolly Green Giant. Number 6. Beast, Armageddon, and FANG FOOM. Incredible Hulks Volume 1. Most adaptations of Betty Ross outside of the comics often relegate her to a helpless romantic interest who serves as Bruce's tether to his humanity. Now, while this may be true to her initial characterization, in recent years she has taken on a more powerful and monstrous form. One of these is the Red She-Hulk, a being who is in the vein of her father's superhuman form and has taken on Hulk himself multiple times. One of these occasions was incredibly destructive, to the point where it wiped out 3 Marvel powerhouses in one blow. During the events of Incredible Hulks Volume 1, the Hulk, Doctor Strange, and Red She-Hulk were in the Dark Dimension going up against a horde of mindless ones, and due to the presence of such volatile individuals, the situation was spiraling out of control. At one point, Hulk angers Betty and they charge at each other and collide with enough force to destroy the planet that they were on. But this collision had the side effect of wiping out formidable beings such as Beast, Armageddon, and FANG FOOM, all of whom were incredibly powerful and were considered to be Hulk-level threats. Although their deaths were undone by the story's end, this feat showcased Hulk's near-peerless might. Number 5. Silver Surfer, Marvel Zombies. One of 2 kills on this list that saw Hulk murder the powerhouse alongside other heroes, the Silver Surfer's death was one of many signs that all hope was lost in the retroactively titled universe of 2149. If the Silver Surfer, being one of the most powerful cosmic beings in Marvel, can be so quickly and brutally wiped out, then what chance does the universe stand against these superpowered zombies? The Sentinel of the Spaceways traveled to Earth to warn the heroes about Galactus' impending arrival, more on him later, and the reception that he got was nowhere near helpful, as here the heroes were already zombified, and so they begin attacking the Surfer. Now, he easily fights them off, but he makes the mistake of underestimating their destructive capability. An angered Hulk then charges at the Surfer, and the latter retaliates with his power cosmic beams. This effort does not faze Banner at all, and he proceeds to bite off the Surfer's head, killing him instantly. This feat was extremely impressive due to the Surfer being one of the most powerful beings, cosmic or otherwise, in Marvel, capable of routinely besting various heroes and surviving world-ending phenomena. Number 4. Thanos, Marvel Zombies 2. Although the MCU's version of Thanos is a formidable opponent, his comic version is on another tier altogether. In addition to his near-unparalleled physical capabilities, comic Thanos is capable of manipulating various cosmic energies, as well as possessing telepathy and telekinesis. He's also capable of going toe-to-toe with the likes of Odin and even stagger Galactus himself with a powerful energy blast. So seeing him be effortlessly killed off by a zombified Hulk in the second Marvel Zombies installment is both shocking and rather impressive. After having killed Galactus and consuming his power alongside Spider-Man, Luke Cage, and Iron Man, Hulk and the latter heroes go off into the stars in search of more food. During this time, they turn characters such as Thanos, Firelord, and Gladiator into zombies and create a new reign of cosmic zombie terror. The now undead Thanos takes issue with Hulk's gluttonous behavior and calls him out for it. Naturally, Hulk is not pleased with this accusation, and despite Iron Man's best efforts to calm the behemoths down, the Jade Giant kills the Mad Titan by clapping his hands around the latter's head. This action is both unexpected and rather stomach-churning, but it captures the story's overall random approach to extreme violence. Number 3. Onslaught, Onslaught, Marvel Universe. One of the more obscure characters on this list now, Onslaught's relative lack of notoriety is not an indication of his staggering power levels. If anything, the world-threatening psychic love child of Professor X and Magneto has demonstrated enough power to threaten and overpower the Avengers and X-Men simultaneously. After taking shape following a particularly brutal psychic attack from Xavier on Magneto, Onslaught took on the worst mental aspects of each mutant and became a psionic entity in its own right. It took over Xavier's body and began causing chaos in the mutant community, attacking the likes of Juggernaut and Nate Grey before commanding an army of Sentinels to wipe out humanity. This forced the X-Men to team up with the Avengers and Fantastic Four to stop this entity and rescue Xavier in the process. Their efforts to rescue the telepath separated Onslaught from him, and his new form proved to be even harder to stop now that Xavier could not influence him. Having received a boost from Jean Grey, the Hulk put in his best effort to stop the entity and was finally able to crack his armor, before Thor and a few other heroes dissipated his psionic form. Number 2. Galactus, Marvel Zombies Dead Days. As mentioned before, consuming the Silver Surfer's body gave the Hulk and his zombified cohorts incredible cosmic power that fueled their hunger-pang-driven quest. That said, they were about to receive another incredible boost in power in the form of the World Devourer himself, Galactus. True to the Silver Surfer's warning, the godlike entity showed up to the planet with every intention of consuming it. However, just like his Galactus Herald, Galactus did not encounter the same kind of opposition from Earth's mightiest heroes that he may have expected. Initially, the zombified heroes didn't fare well against this cosmic entity due to his superior power, but they quickly regrouped and developed a weapon capable of weakening the latter's defenses. Now weakened, Galactus became an all-you-can-eat buffet for the heroes, and they proceeded to consume him and in turn gain even more cosmic power. This instance is a great showcase for the zombies' relentlessness as well as their intelligence despite their condition. Also, seeing the likes of Hulk chomp down on a dying Galactus is not something you see every day in mainline Marvel, so there's that as well. And number 1, the entire universe. Immortal Hulk number 25. So where do you go when you've defeated armored geniuses, superhumans, and cosmic beings? Well, some would say that they would just call it a day with their violent exploits, but the Hulk is not one to rest on his laurels. This was best seen in the 25th issue of the Immortal Hulk series, a comic that served as a vehicle for Hulk to essentially smash the entire universe to pieces. For those who may not be in the know, the incarnation of the Immortal Hulk first debuted in June 2018 and is the product of Bruce Banner and the Hulk's multiple deaths and rebirths. This version of the behemoth essentially served as the one below all Marvel's version of Death's avatar and was meant to be a tool to destroy the multiverse. The apocalyptic entity possessed Banner and killed off imposing beings such as Franklin Richards and Galactus before spending the next 10 billion years destroying everything in the universe. He even devoured eternity, the very personification of the Marvel universe itself. True to the story's surreal and nihilistic nature, the artwork here expertly blends cosmic and body horror to showcase the Hulk's unlimited and almighty destructive might. And there we go, my friends. Those were the 10 most powerful characters killed by the Hulk. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. As always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me over on Twitter at RetroJ, but the O is a 0, or you can swing by Instagram, where it's the same handle, RetroJ, but the O is a 0. Hope to see you over there. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.